Welcome everybody to the special edition of the DenSI podcast. We have some team leaders on the air here today, and we would love for you to meet them before we get to Summer Institute. So we're going to go ahead and do that today. I am your host once again, Brandon Waslocki, and I have 4 team leaders on the line here tonight. So I'd like to have them introduce themselves, tell us who they are, where they're from, and we have some DenSI veterans here. So we're going to have them let you know how many times they've been to Summer Institute as well. We'll start with Deb.
Hi, I'm Deb Tonis, and I teach 4th grade on Cape Cod, Massachusetts, beautiful place. And this will be my 5th Den Summer Institute, and it's the best experience you'll ever have. It's just incredible.
All right, thank you, Deb. Heather.
Hi, I'm Heather Hurley. I'm an assistant principal in Arlington, Virginia, and I don't know how many I've been to. I've been to them since 2006, but there were some times where they had Leadership Council Institutes and Den Summer Institutes. So it's been a few, though.
We'll say a lot. Susan?
Yeah, a lot.
Hi, I'm Susan Gaucher, and I am a Library Services Director in East Baton Rouge Parish, which is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And I have been to 5 Den Summer Institutes, and I'm so very excited. I have to say, try really hard to make some amazing connections, because they will not only be educational connections, but some of these folks will become your best friends.
All right, Tara Lee.
Hi, I'm Tara Lee Gratton, and I live in Alberta, Canada. And this will be my 3rd time attending DenSI. And I'm very eager to be a team leader this year and to meet new people, welcome them.
It's been a few, though.
We'll say a lot. Susan?
Yeah, a lot.
All right. Reminder, if you have Google Plus open in the background, if you could.
Hi, I'm Susan Gaucher, and I am a Library Service Director in East Baton Rouge Parish, which is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And I have been to 5 Den Summer Institutes, and I'm very, very excited. I have to say...
There we go. All right, Devin and Heather, sorry I muted you. You have to unmute yourselves. All right, I'm going to start with you, Heather, the most experienced of the Summer Institute attendees here. What does it mean to you to be, part of a team at Summer Institute? We've talked about so much how, Summer Institute, you're going around. What does it mean to have people to kind of connect with at the end of the day and be part of that team? Heather, you have to unmute yourself. There we go.
There we go. How's that? Okay, I think, especially for new people, DenSI can be really overwhelming. There is a lot going on. There's a lot of excitement. So I think kind of being able to pull back at the end of the evening and just be able to kind of see how everyone's doing. Are people feeling overwhelmed? Have people made some connections? Give people a chance to ask some questions. And then just also kind of preview what's coming up. I think that's really helpful to be able to have a small group. And also, if you're new, to be able to have at least someone to be able to make contact with, so that if you see them throughout the day, you at least know a core group of people.
Absolutely. All right, Deb, what about, for the new people, what can they expect at these team meetings?
Well, it's a time to connect. We get to give out the daily goodies, which I'm really looking forward to our team members. And it's a time to connect and debrief a little bit, maybe get a little bit of a discussion going about what's coming up next, and just a time to connect, and if there's any questions or concerns anybody has. And I loved being part of teams. This is my first time being a team leader, but I've been on teams before, and it's always been a nice little group to bring questions to and to discuss things. So it's great.
All right, Susan, what's one of the things you're looking forward to at Summer Institute with your new team you're going to have?
Oh, wow. So I'm looking forward to bonding and really getting to know each other and becoming very close, sharing, whether it's instructional strategies or great tech tips or tools, just getting some information, bringing it back for our next school year, and then making connections online, whether it's Facebook or Twitter, so that we can continue those conversations into the school year.
All right. Tara Lee, I am hearing multiple things when I turn your audio on, so that's kind of probably what you're hearing as well. Check your background windows, Tara Lee.
Nice little group to bring questions to and to discuss things. So that's great.
Back to you, Deb. I had a question, but I forgot what it was. What the first time the teams meet, what's kind of like everyone doing, at the first team meeting? What's that like?
Well, I think when I remember back to my first Den Summer Institute, I felt a little overwhelmed, but it was a great time. At that time, when we had teams, Steve Dembo was my team leader because the actual Discovery Education employees were the team leaders that year, and it was just great to be able to kind of have that security blanket. That first meeting is real important because sometimes if you've not been to a Den Summer Institute, it's a lot to take in all at once. It's wonderful, but it's a lot.
All right, Tara Lee. I had a question. Tell us something about the team you're excited about. The first time the teams meet, what's... All right, we got her in a delay. All right, we'll go back to Heather. We'll go to you. Heather, how often do the teams meet during the day, and what can people expect at those meetings? I know I've asked that question already, but how often do you meet?
If I recall correctly, and the others can tell me if I'm wrong. If I remember, we met at the end of the day, not necessarily all the way at the end of the night, but sometimes at the, say maybe that 4 o'clock time before we went to dinner, and then other times it was, I think the first night it was later in the evening. And it really was kind of what you can expect from there is, like Deb said, you'll get your goodies, but it's also to kind of debrief on the day, see if people had questions, and sometimes it can be if there are things that they want you to do even after the Institute. I remember one of our meetings where that's where they introduced the passion projects to us, and where they started asking us, what's something that you really want to work on, what's something that you want to contribute to the Den, and they used that time to explain it to us and to give us some time to work on it. And then other parts, sometimes it's late and they're like, we're only meeting for 10 minutes. This is what's happening tomorrow. Be sure you wear A, B, and C. Be sure you meet where you're supposed to be. Essentially getting logistics out of the way, and then they can just read that people are exhausted and just send you back to your rooms. So that's pretty much what I would say mainly as a check-in.
Yeah, I remember my first team meeting. I just sat there and was like, whoa, these people that I'm on this team with. It was like Dave T, Kelly Hines, Tracy Blazowski. These people that seem like, oh my gosh, these people are amazing educators, and I'm just sitting with them. To me, it's and we're just chatting. So what's that atmosphere? What's that atmosphere like, Susan?
So I think basically just having a smaller group within the larger group so that you kind of don't get too lost. If you've ever been in college and you're sitting in that huge classroom with 500 biology students, it's almost like this is your little study group that's within that group. So I think it's almost built in so that we don't lose each other, and kind of make sure that we touch base, everything's going okay, you're getting some great connections, and then moving forward from that point.
All right. Tara Lee, I think we got you now.
I think so too.
All right. What's one thing you're looking forward to, Tara Lee, as being a new team leader this year?
I'm just very excited to, be the one that everyone will come and look up to seek information and to ask questions, and just, I was given that role along with all of you to, help everybody, learn the ins and outs of what DenSI is all about, and just to be that go-to person and to make that connection with the new friends and our old friends as well. So just to have that leadership role and going with it.
All right, Deb, what's one thing you're looking forward to as a new team leader?
Well, first I want to disclaim one thing. I think all of us as team leaders know we're not going to have the answers to all the questions, but we'll have an avenue to pursue to get the answers that any of the team members want. So that's really exciting. The other thing, too, is that it is kind of overwhelming to see all these people that maybe you've followed on webinars and other places on the internet, their blogs, and, you know, many of us come struck. But to know that when we go there, everybody is on one big team, and that, you know, even if you're looking up to a Lance Rougier, Steve Denbo, or whoever you want to say, or a Brandon Wisłowski, you know, we're all on that learning curve all along the way, and I have to stop my Roomba, believe it or not. It's starting to vacuum my room, but I'll do that in a minute. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I've got to turn off my Roomba. Hang on.
Technology these days. Heather, what's one thing you're looking forward to?
They really work, those Roombas.
I'm really glad to know that. I didn't think they really did. All I know about them is the cat that rides the Roomba, which I think is the best thing ever. But no, I think I'm looking forward to just meeting some new people. I've gone enough years that I tend to kind of like fall into my like little group of folks, and even though you see people that you know, you're hi. I think I'm really looking forward to being a team leader, just to kind of be able to meet some other people and form some new relationships. You know, still foster the old ones, but there's supposed to be 100 and some odd people there, so really get a chance to meet and kind of talk to some new folks. So that's what I'm really looking forward to.
All right, Susan, what are you looking forward to your first time as a team leader?
So I have to agree with Heather. It's making the connections, and I think finding fresh new faces, making new friends and new connections that we can carry on. You know, like she said, we kind of sometimes fall into our familiar friends, but reaching out to new, amazing educators, and I think that's the key to it.
All right. Tara-Leigh, what's one thing you are very nervous about being a team leader?
I think it was Susan or Deb who said we won't have all the answers, and so for those spur of the moment questions, and then trying to maybe find somebody because we know all the DEN staff, the DE staff, they're going to be so busy themselves, and you know sometimes we may have to interrupt them to try and find the answers to the questions we're being asked. Sometimes, yeah, like you said, we may not have all those answers, but I know we will all work together and we can help each other out.
Brandon, can I add, one thing that's really important is the fact that we're responsible for getting everybody back to the American University after our outing.
Oh, that's right.
we don't want to lose anyone.
They got to check in with us.
That could be one of the biggest challenges. All right, Deb, we know that's your biggest concern.
Oh gosh, I think luckily since I live here, if they get lost, I'll at least know where they are. If I'll be able to find them at least. I just hope that people, I feel like it's like middle school. You just hope that people think you're like a cool teacher, or that like they like you. You know, you don't want people like, I have to go to my group with Heather. So I just, hope I make a good showing with them.
Oh, Heather, you're the coolest person I know. Don't worry about it.
Susan, what about you? What's the thing you are the most afraid of?
Probably some of these meetings might be a little late, and I'm really hoping I'm on my A game and not half asleep, and so just making sure that I can, make sure they get all their goodies and all the information, because sometimes, it is late sometimes, so I'm hoping I can bring one in for the team.
Yeah, that's the thing I think I'm the most nervous about, sitting there in a meeting and being like, all right, guys, what do you want to talk about? I don't think it'd be like that at all.
Brandon, do you remember who was the team leader that had to kind of do a on-the-spot team meeting on the elevator that was stuck for a while? Were you at that one?
I was not.
Oh,
that was last.
Yeah, last year. And I forget who it was, but everybody was heading to their team meetings, and the elevator was stuck for about 45 minutes in the dorms. And there was a team leader on the elevator, and she just ran the team meeting with whoever was in the elevator, and I thought, wow, now there's a real team leader. I wish I could remember who it
That's
was.
very cool.
Wasn't it cool?
Yeah. And we also have to think of our names. Aren't we supposed to have names for our groups?
That's
for our
true.
team?
Yeah.
So we need to start thinking about that. And somehow they are supposed to match our name. So I don't know. I have to start thinking about that.
How about Heather's?
See, I don't want it to sound like weird, like Heather's Heroes. Well, that just is silly, I mean, I'm going to get out the thesaurus while I'm at ISTE and start
Right.
looking up some good H's.
How about, I don't know. I'll think of something. Okay. Along with these lovely ladies and myself, we do have some more. Hold on one second, guys. We do have some more team leaders that were unable to join us here today, and I want to get you their names. So here they are right now. Marita, Susan Turley here, Matt Graves, Heather is here as well, Pam, Howard Martin, the incomparable Neen Shields, Deb, Karen Wells, myself, Cheryl Woolwine, and Rachel Yerk are your team leaders, everybody. So a great group of people to join you at the summer. That's just about all the time we have for today, so I want to give each of you a chance to kind of get your last word in before we go. We will start with Tara Lee.
I'm just very excited to be a team leader this year and meeting new people again. Like every year that I've gone, like I said, third time, there's always been new relationships made, new connections to last forever. So I am just eager to meet new people.
All right, Deb.
Best advice I can give everybody is to ask lots of questions and to ask to join in. If there's a bunch of people that are having a deep conversation and it's something you'd like to join in on, just walk up and ask. It's just such an open community, and they'll bring you right in. So don't feel like, especially if you're new, that you can't join in with anybody doing anything. So stay involved.
All right, Heather.
I'm just happy to be back. I missed last year, and my year just wasn't the same, so I'm just so happy to be back to see folks. And I agree with Deb. Do not be intimidated by people. Everyone is friendly. If you see someone, walk up and introduce yourself. That's what DNSI is all about.
All right, Susan.
So I guess my best advice, and I'm excited about seeing everyone, is I think DC is going to be a little warm, so make sure you dress comfy and not be, I think my first Summer Institute, I had dress clothes. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but T-shirts, mini Den T-shirts, I think I now have a collection, and so dress really comfy and be ready to have some great conversations.
All right, great advice all around, and don't forget your deodorant. Thank you all for joining us and taking some time out of your morning. Heather, I know you have a train to catch, so thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for watching this special team leader episode. For all your Den community needs, head over to dencommunity.com or denblogs.com, and don't forget to visit densi2015.com. Thank you, everyone, and we will see you in Washington, D.C. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
See you later. Bye.